What's up, everyone? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am your host and captain, the Hot Commodity Ant C, and I'm joined by my first mate and by my own hot commodity.
And I smell what you're cooking.
That's smoking Ant B. And today we're jumping into our time machine. We're traveling back 24 years in time to when George W. Bush was president.
Oh.
MTV still had on TRL. Britney Spears was semi-normal.
And we had Jerry Lawler and...
Jerry Lawler's on.
Not at the moment, but we just had Jerry Lawler and good old Jim Ross.
So today we're traveling to WWF SmackDown from May 31st, 2001, live in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and kicking off SmackDown, the WWF Tag Team Champions Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho come out.
And they're on a little Canadian tour.
Yeah, they get a huge ovation from the crowd tonight. Jericho says, we came to two conclusions on Raw. One, we enjoyed beating the hell out of Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin. The second is, ever since we won these titles, we've neglected to give the former champions a rematch. But sadly, Triple H is laying in a bed, writhing in pain for 6 long months. It seems like Stone Cold Steve Austin doesn't have a partner, but we thought little Stevie should team with a man that's a bigger jackass than himself, Vince McMahon. We want to defend the titles against Austin and Vince tonight. Benoit says, Stone Cold, I know you're hiding behind Vince. My question is, in this House of Champions, will you accept our challenge? That's when Vince McMahon comes out. Vince says, I find your challenge highly entertaining. If Stone Cold and I accept, we will leave the Tag Team Champions. I will save you the indignity of losing these titles tonight. Benoit says, next time you step in the ring with me, I'll beat you with an inch of your life. Vince says, Stone Cold has a well-deserved night off. That's when WWF Champion Stone Cold comes out. Austin says, hold it 1 second. I appreciate it, but I don't want the night off. Everyone is saying Benoit can beat me. I say no, he can't. On Raw, when I had you in the crossface, I heard you squealing. You got your shot. After tonight, 2 victories of Chris Benoit back to back. So Austin sort of going against Vince McMahon's wishes. He says that he's willing to defend the title against Benoit because he's saying that everyone keeps telling him that he can't beat Benoit. What do you think?
Well, you never know because the way they work, 99% of the time they have a plan. Mm-hmm. So you never know if they're trying to fool the audience or not. But, I do think that Vince had some genuine concern being in Canada and in Benoit's home
country
field. And I think he thought it was not very smart, which we'll see what he does to fix that.
Yeah. Next, Intercontinental Champion Kane defends against Edge. This is a good outing for Edge. Edge rams Kane's injured shoulder into the post on the floor and lands a super arm drag and a missile drop kick. Kane then lands a big power bomb and defeats Edge here. Good match for Edge, but really no storyline, just Edge taking on Kane for the title.
Yeah, pretty much.
Next, the Dudley boys tell Spike Dudley to stay backstage. Bubba says, ever since you got here and you've hung out with that girl, you've given us problems. Just leave us alone. So the Dudleys warning Spike, you've been causing us issues. Don't get involved. So then we have Hardcore Holly with Crash. He defeats Bubba Ray Dudley with Devon after Bubba lifts up Hardcore Holly, but Hardcore falls on top of Bubba and Crash holds on to Bubba's feet so Hardcore Holly can steal the pinfall victory. What'd you think?
Yeah, I think we're gonna see maybe like a pay-per-view event where we get the Dudleys versus the Hollies. I think it's gonna come to a big brawl.
Yeah. Well,
and maybe even. Oh no, there's only one woman, so yeah, we'll see.
Spike, speaking of the woman, he's talking to Molly Holly backstage through the camera because obviously Molly's in the hospital after the the super power bomb through the table. But Spike says Molly is tough and he wants to tell Molly that he really, really likes her. Spike digs Molly.
It was kind of his I love you.
Yes. Kurt Angle double dog dares Shane McMahon to get involved in his match tonight. So we then see tag team champion Chris Jericho take on Kurt Angle. Angle applies the ankle lock, but then Shane McMahon appears, but security guards grab him. Spike Dudley then appears and lands a Dudley dog to Kurt Angle, which allows Chris Jericho to land the lion saw. After the match, Angle is pissed and goes to Commissioner Regal and demands a match against Shane McMahon at King of the Ring. So Shane and Spike Dudley cost Kurt Angle this match here. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm excited because I like Shane McMahon's matches. He does something crazy stuff. And I know from experience, well, I've never seen it, but I know from watching YouTube that they're going to have a crazy match. So I'm excited for it.
They sure fucking do. Next, the Hardcore Champion Rhyno defeats Raven after landing a spine buster to Raven through a table. Good hardcore match, but really, again, nothing, no storyline.
The hardcore division's
they just brawl. Oh. Backstage, Stone Cold Steve Austin tells Vince McMahon that he will beat Chris Benoit tonight. He's mad that Vince and Deborah don't believe in him, and he says he's going to prove everyone wrong. So he's kind of getting a little delusional here. Like, he's getting paranoid. He's thinking everyone's against him.
Yeah, and I definitely see big problems with him and Deborah on the rise. And it's funny because we learned that in real life they were kind of having issues at this time too, right?
Yeah. Stephanie McMahon-Helmsley gives an interview at the hospital. She says that Stone Cold Steve Austin had the nerve to accuse Triple H of being selfish. You're still champion because of my husband. It might be a long time before Triple H comes back, but you might be the one who gets what he deserves. And that's what Stephanie warns Austin with.
And I was thinking at the beginning, I wonder how much of Stephanie we're going to see over the next few months with Triple H gone, even though they weren't really together at this point. He was her main storyline. So, you know.
We then see X Factor defeat Eddie Guerrero and the Hardy Boyz with Lita after Albert hits Matt with a Baldo bomb. And the commentators were talking about how Lita was checking on Eddie during this. So are they going to try to do a thing where Lita has to choose between the Hardys and Eddie? It looks as if that's what they're kind of playing it up to be. We then see footage of The Undertaker and Sarah on their ATVs riding around their house. The voice says that they're a lovely couple. They're having fun. And he says, so am I, because I'm here with them.
I'm very curious. I'm more curious about this than the Masked Ninja.
Right now that's going, with Tori. Yeah.
And that dropped real quick.
Yeah, I was like, never.
Is she already gone?
Well, she's a judge on Tough Enough, so she's sort of just on that, and then you just don't see her again.
All right. But yeah, I'm really wondering who's fucking with the Undertaker.
Do you think Sarah was pretty?
No, but I did say when we were watching it, she looked. It's not that she was ugly. She was very harsh looking. Like, she looked like a biker mama, and she did she had more makeup on and stuff in the scene. But yeah, she's not pretty. She's not hideous, but again, she's harsh. She's tough.
Our main event, WWF Champion Stone Cold Steve Austin defending against Tag Team Champion Chris Benoit with Vince McMahon as special outside enforcer. Benoit applies a crossface to Austin 3 times, and then Benoit DDTs Stone Cold onto the WWF title. Benoit lands a flying headbutt, but Austin has the title in his chest, so Benoit lands on that. Austin pins, he kicks out. Austin applies a sharpshooter. Benoit hits a superplex for a 2. Austin suplexes Chris Benoit across the edge of the announce desk twice, and that looked brutal. Benoit lands 4 German suplexes, pins Austin, but Vince pulls the ref out. Benoit nails Vince McMahon with numerous chair shots. Austin rolls up Benoit, grabbing tights. Stone Cold defeats Chris Benoit, cheating to get the victory after Benoit was distracted by Vince. What'd you think?
Well, like I said in the beginning, this really showed that Vince was concerned because he had to set up this big plan and help Austin win. So yeah, and I just think it's going to lead to we're going to see more of the lengths that Vince will go through to protect Austin, which we never thought we'd see.
Exactly, I was about to say that's crazy to think a year ago.
And I'm excited to see who his next rival's going to be. And when Triple H comes back, I think Triple H is going to come back as a face and go after Austin.
We will for sure see. Well, we've covered all this episode of SmackDown. We're 3 weeks away from King of the Ring, so make sure to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell.
Who will be the King of the Ring?
Who will be the King of the Ring? Check out our other videos in the archives. We're covering current product as well. And until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.